if I can get everybody to come up toward the stage, there are some seats that you can take, but also it's another one of those cold mornings. I think this is year 5. I don't think we've gotten a warm morning yet. But if you come up, body heat in the front. Also, it'll be easier to hear everybody, see everybody. So please finish up what you're doing and then head toward the front if you could. I'm gonna stay here for you, but just at the beginning. You know I got you.
Okay. So it would be better.
They want me on
Bill.
this mic.
Where's Kira sitting?
I don't know. Grab.
So we have a seat right here?
Do you have 2 or 3 or 4? Yeah, just grab them. Just grab these 2.
All right, Gary, did you hear him? Grab them.
Just again, everybody, if you could slowly start to move toward the front of the stage so we can get the program underway. Standing right, look at your right.
Good job.
Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay. All right, is everybody ready to get started? You all can hear me over here on the side? Give me thumbs up. Okay, excellent. Welcome everybody. We're going to get started now with the ceremony. I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Phil Lipoff, and I anchor the evening news at NBC 10 Boston. This is, yes, some NBC 10 Boston fans. This is my 5th year. Well, it's the 5th year of the event, my 5th year emceeing the event. I was really happy to be asked to do this in the beginning because this is sort of special to my heart. When I was living in, well, let's go back to 1991. How about that? In 1991, a friend of mine in high school, his brother had leukemia. And so we all got tested to see if we were a match. That was my first introduction to any of this. And I was in high school. Turns out none of us were a match. He still got a bone marrow transplant. They found a match, and he is just fine today, all these years later. It's pretty amazing. But I had forgotten that I was on the registry. Yeah, there's something to clap about right there. I had forgotten I was on the registry. Fast forward to 2009 or 10, and my phone rings, and it's the registry. And they said that I was a match for a 56-year-old woman in Texas, and would I give my stem cells? And I said, sure. And so they were sending me a car to drive me to Philadelphia because I was living in New Jersey, and the night before I was ready to go, they called and said, we asked multiple people, and there was a woman who was just a tiny bit better match than you, so we're going to go with her. And it was a weird feeling because I had really kind of gotten myself really excited to do this because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, I'm a journalist. How many times do you get a chance to perhaps save somebody's life? So it was a bit of a letdown, but the fact that I get to do this every year and we introduce someone to the person who saved their life is second best, I guess. So welcome everybody. Today we gather to support the 20,000 patients each year who are battling leukemia, lymphoma, and other blood diseases. Their only hope of a cure is a marrow or stem cell transplant, and they need our help. Feeling that no one should ever have to spend years searching for a match, Jay Feinberg founded Gift of Life Marrow Registry, and today, Gift of Life has facilitated 3,400 transplants. And how about this? For the first time, we can share this. Gift of Life has opened its new headquarters in Boca Raton. It happened on April 1st, and it includes the first stem cell collection center ever housed within a registry. Every year it gets better. Every year more lives are saved. All right, sorry, my hands are cold, so it's tougher to turn the pages. Now please give a round of applause for the chairman of the board, Bill Beagle.
Good morning, everyone. Can I ask everyone to take like 10 steps forward, or 30 or 40 steps if you're in the back? There are chairs up front. They're free. Or I could auction them off. There are chairs in the front row. I promise I won't call on you or shame you. This is important. I want everyone to be able to see this, to bear witness to it, and to experience it. We have an incredible... Anyone from McKesson here yet? Got it. So thanks, McKesson, for sponsoring today's event. Phil, back to you. Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to the race quicker this morning, I guess. Gift of Life is incredibly fortunate to have a long-standing relationship with the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, obviously based here in Boston. To date, 148 Gift of Life donors have completed their stem cell or bone marrow donation at Dana-Farber. Many of the recipients were treated at the Institute as well, including the cancer survivor who is about to meet his donor this morning. And this is why every year when I'm preparing for this event, I tell everybody this is the most special event of the entire year. And you can go to a million events a year and nothing quite gets you like this one. This is really specific. So now I would like to introduce you to Dr. Cory Cutler, the Medical Director of the Stem Cell Transplant Program at Dana-Farber. He is going to introduce our cell donor and recipient.
Yes.
Okay, they stopped. Okay.
Morning. Thanks very much for having me. We at the Farber are extraordinarily proud of our long-standing collaboration with Gift of Life. We're now going into our 20th year as a donor center for Gift of Life, and perhaps more important from my side of the coin is that every year Gift of Life donors contribute to the cure of 15 to 20 Dana-Farber recipients. So one of the many transplants we've performed at the Farber is for still a young man whose name is Doug, who I met when he was about 60 years old. And Doug had, and I stress had, a diagnosis called myelofibrosis, a form of blood cancer. And the only known cure for this disease is a stem cell transplant. And so I'm going to ask Doug to step up and join me here on the stage. Doug and his wife Donna own and operate Woodstock Orchards in Woodstock, Connecticut. They produce a variety of fruits and vegetables and have a produce stand. And in May of 2016, Doug went to his doctor because he had a sore shoulder. He thought he had a rotator cuff injury, but the next day he woke up to a phone call telling him that he had a life-threatening blood disease and he had to go to the emergency room. So again, Doug at that time was diagnosed with myelofibrosis and was told immediately he needed a stem cell transplant. Unfortunately, none of Doug's siblings were a match, and all 4 of Doug's sons were half matches, and although they wanted to be donors at the time, that wasn't Doug's best option. Doug was very, very fortunate. A search of the Unrelated Donor Registry, and specifically the Gift of Life Registry, identified a perfectly matched donor. In fact, someone who had just joined the registry about 6 or 8 weeks before Doug was given his diagnosis. Doug went on to receive his stem cell transplant, and as you can see by the man standing next to me, he's done great. So Doug, I am sure you'd like to know a little more about your donor. So your donor then was a 20 and now a 23-year-old man who lives in Glen Rock, New Jersey, where he's an accountant. He joined the registry through a donor drive at his fraternity while attending McDaniel College, and 6 weeks later he received the call that he was going to be your match. Now the story gets a little more complicated because after your first transplant, you actually needed additional stem cells to make things work that much better. And so when we reached out to your donor, he gladly came back for a second time to donate. He actually said And this is a quote: "If I had the power to help someone else, this was a call to serve. My sister beat bone cancer and at the time was 10 years cancer-free, which played a huge part in why he did not hesitate when I got the call to donate. Your donor loves sports, especially soccer and golf, and is very excited to meet you. And so now, Doug, the moment you've been waiting for, it gives me great pleasure and honor to introduce you to your heroic stem cell donor, Timothy."
This is surreal. It's 3 years in the making, and I'm just so happy to see that Doug's alive. And that I remember hearing that he had a birthday about a year after I donated the second time, and it just made me feel great. I didn't want to get emotional, but it's just good to see that there's more birthdays and less, funerals. So I'm glad that he's alive.
Well, I would really like to thank Timothy too. We were very surprised when we were diagnosed and the time it took to be referred to the Dana-Farber Institute, and the first doctor I met was a Dr. David Steamza, who pushed, or didn't push, sent me to Dr. Cory Cutler, who has been a person I have so much respect for, and I know the network of people it took to complete what had to be done, and I can get pretty emotional too, actually, and it's just amazing, the network and finding out what the gift of life does, and how much all of these procedures take, or how many people are behind the scenes taking care of what has just happened in the past 3 years. And I feel great, and I did not feel great. And thanking this young man, I always sat at home thinking what this person looked like, and you know what? I am really darn close. I'm really close. So I want to thank the Gift of Life. They were so nice to us this past week, and Dr. Cutler and the team up there that took care of us. Thank you very much, everybody, and I'm so happy to be here.
We're going to take some pictures just quickly. Always the best moment of the morning. Dr. Cutler, thank you for agreeing to take the time out of your busy day to introduce Timothy to Doug for us this morning. If you are a marrow or a stem cell donor or transplant recipient, please join me up here on stage right now so we can see what it truly means to save somebody's life. Come on up. Come on and squeeze in if you can. Squeeze in if you can. We're going to take a few pictures. Yes. Yes.
You guys are front and center. Everybody come.
One more quick round of applause for everybody up here, everyone. The recipients that you see up here today have battled blood cancer head-on and are now paying it forward to others in similar circumstances. So it is worth one big round of applause. While you're all here, we'd certainly like to recognize our top fundraiser this morning, Team Lynn. Round of applause for Team Lynn. Hi. Hey, Lynn. Hey, so Lynn Goodman, stay right here. If you're Lynn, you're going to stay right here. Lynn Goodman is the leader of our top fundraising team this year, and Lynn and her team have raised $4,560. More to come. Champion, Lynn. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes, of course. Unless you want to stay, you're more than welcome to stay. All right, I'd like to bring Bill back up now, please. You longer this time, brother?
We have a few other special guests here today. Sam Starkman, where are you? Why don't you join me on stage? President of Hillel Northeastern University. Matt Krell, the Vice President of AE Pi Fraternity's Northeastern Chapter. Please join me as well. Morning. Great, brother. All right. Wow. Every April, these two organizations join forces to hold a river cruise. Just a river cruise? Little bit of beverage on the river cruise. More importantly, the cruise benefits Gift of Life. I understand the cruise sells out very quickly, and it's always a well-attended and great event. Gift of Life is grateful that the ongoing support that these true partnerships, Hillel and AE Pi, provide us. They are here to present us a check today for $9,446.64. Your generosity will give hope to those who are searching for matching donors for many years to come. All right, Phil, tag, you're it.
All right, Gift of Life's work is vitally important because donors can save lives, as you've seen this morning. If life-saving is on your bucket list, I just think it should be, I urge you to take a moment to swab your cheek at the swab tent and then join the registry. As we've seen, it just takes one person to save a life. And as I mentioned, when we all got tested for my friend back in the day, it was a blood test, which is a little bit more invasive. These days, you just swab your cheek and you could save a life. And a raise of hands, how many people go through their daily life during the year telling people all you have to do is swab your cheek and you can save a life? It's gotten weird because I tell everybody I know that. And I think the more people you tell, the more lives we could save. No event would be possible without the generosity of sponsors from the community, and we would like to thank our generous sponsors who have sponsored today's event. We'll start with the platinum sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts, CBRE, McKesson Corporation, as Bill mentioned, Rubius Therapeutics. Yeah, big contingent from Rubius. Gold sponsor, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Our silver sponsor is LabCorp. Bronze sponsor is HJ Sims and My Photo. Dalton, is it Latorni? Where's Dalton? Where's Dalton? All right, hey Dalton. And now please, for the national anthem, help me welcome Dalton Latorni, a sophomore at Boston College.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Awesome. Dalton, thank you very much. And now, I wanted to let you know that Gift of Life is holding an evening honoring donors and recipients, volunteers, and contributors on May 9th at Basho Japanese Brasserie. For more information on that and to RSVP, you can go to giftoflife.org. Or come to this gentleman right here. That's more immediate. Although if you're on your phone, you can probably just do both. Okay, now please welcome Daniel Destefano. I just asked him twice before. Of Barry's Boot Camp, because when you do these things, you need a good warm-up, and nobody gives you a better warm-up than Barry's.
Thank you, thank you. All right, everybody, how we doing out there today? Good? So a couple things. If you're running, you should stand up and warm up. If you're cold, you should stand up and warm up too. That's probably about all of us, right? All right, so let's go ahead and stand on off. We're gonna start with some jumping jacks. Quick 3-minute warm up, a little bit of stretch. If anybody wants to join me on stage, they're more than welcome to. I don't know if it'll support us, but there is enough room. Ready? All right, everybody, we're gonna start jumping. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Get moving, everybody. Let's go. Jump, 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 jump. We got 3 minutes. Good. Good, guys. Everybody reverse lunges in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Step it back. Chest stays up. Start moving a little bit. Find some space on the floor. Good, guys. Spin. Let's go. That's it, everybody. Right back to jumping jacks. One more time in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Jump, jump, jump. Yes, guys. That's it. Good. A little bit higher. A little bit higher. Let's go. One more time. Lunges in 3, 2, 1. Lunge it on out, guys. Best effort.